Hari Bol. So Hare Krishna. Today is Saturday, June 27th, 2020, and we will be continuing the wonderful prayers that everybody recites every morning in the Mangalarti, uh, known as the Gurvashtakam or the Samsara Davanal Prayers. And um, Sri Vishwanath Chakravati Thakur, who is the composer of this wonderful prayer, uh, has in 8 stanzas or in 8 shlokas have uh, very beautifully uh, explained the transcendental qualities of all the uh, acharyas, especially our Gaudiya acharyas, who come in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Their qualities of compassion, their qualities of how he engages the devotees in the service of Radha and Krishna, the qualities of how he personally does his own sadhana. That is what is an acharya. An acharya is somebody who can lead by example. So the acharya himself sets the example by the different verses that we have studied so far. So many examples and the transcendental qualities of the acharyas have been nicely explained in this 8 verses of the Gurvashtakam. And also, there could be some external reasons and some internal reasons. The external reasons, of course, being how to take out the disciples or the persons who are so much engrossed in the material realm due to the affliction of Maya, due to the 3 modes of material nature. They have been, since time immemorial, so many jivas have been continuously taking birth and rebirth in this samsara. And due to that taking that birth in the samsara, the devotees are repeatedly simply oscillating in this universal, in this material worlds. Ei rupe brahman brahmite kono bhagyavan jeev, Guru Krishna prasade paye, bhakti lata bij. So it's the compassionate guru that comes and helps the baddha jiva that has been tied with these 3 modes of materials, guides that person into the service of Radha Krishna, which is the actual goal of the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, which is Radha Dasyam, more than even the service of Krishna. And that has also been expressed in these verses, prior verses, about the different sevas the acharyas perform in the form of manjaris or the gopis in Golok Vrindavan, and how they are, even while they are present here, they are meditating on their different services. So we have gone through all these in quite a bit of detail, and today we will be continuing part 2 of the verse Nikunja Ratikeli Siddhyai Yaya Alibhir Yuktir Apekshaniya Tatra Ati Dakshad Ati Vallabhasya Vande Guru Shri Charana Arvindam. So this is verse number 6. Last time we actually went through the different, actually it was the very first line that we were engaged in understanding what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is in the mood of the Gaudiya Acharya. And the mood of the Gaudiya Acharya is that I'll just quickly revise last time, that way we can continue with the second part of this verse. Some of these verses are so deep that if we really have the inclination and the patience, we can actually go through some of these, each verse maybe in 10 different sessions, or perhaps even more. Such deep is the rasa, or the mellows of our Gaudiya Acharyas, of the Madhurya rasa, the conjugal worship in the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. So we pray. Last time we discussed that we pray even in our prayers to Tulsi Maharani, who is none other than the wonderful personality of Vrinda Devi, who has been given the authority, who makes special arrangements in Golok Vrindavan and even in Vrindavan here in Bhaumya Vrindavan to enhance the pastimes of Radha Krishna. And the specialty of these personalities is serving them in the Nikunja. We explained that Nikunja means it's those bowers or natural, very, very perfect, comfortable rooms that are created by the intertwining of trees in Sri Vrindavan Dham. And these kunjas there are many, many kunjas in Vrindavan Dham. Some of the famous kunjas that we know is Seva Kunj, for example, where Srila Prabhupada actually, when he left for the US, he was staying in Seva Kunj in the Radha Damodar temple, in the association and under the guidance of Rupa Goswami, because Rupa Goswami Samadhi is there, Jiva Goswami, his Samadhi is there, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Samadhi is there, and Bhugarbha Goswami, and so many great acharyas in the Gaudiya Vaishnava line. They are in the compound of the Radha Damodar temple in their Samadhi form, eternally present. So that's the Nikunja. But nowadays, of course, things have become very more urban. But in those times of the 6 Goswamis, Vrindavan was just an amazing place. Even now, you can see if you go to into the Nikunja of the Nidhivan, there we can see that there is some unspoiled areas left where the bowers form a wonderful tree, a tree-like room for the romantic union of Radha and Krishna, and how the gopis and the manjaris, they are serving to enhance these leelas. So we are praying to Tulsi Maharani. Moray Abhilash Vilas Kunje Diobas Nayane Herivo Sada Jugala Ruparasi Evi Nivedana Dharo Sakhiranu Gata Karo Sevayadi Karo Diye Karo Nijadasi. So we are praying even to Tulsi Maharani, who is Vrinda Devi, who actually is the expert arranger, who sets the stage, who guides everybody in Raj under her guidance, the Madhurya Ras and so many other different rasas are arranged for the pleasure of Radha Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna and his devotees. It could be the Vatsalya Ras, it could be the Sakhya Ras, and especially in the Madhurya Ras. So why do we pray to Vrinda Devi like that? We explained that last time, because she is the in charge. And when she is in charge, then she can definitely show compassion on us and engage us also. Karo Nijadasi, we are asking her, please make me your maid servant, O Vrinda Devi, and please give me service. That's the most important thing. Even when we are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we are basically asking for give us service. But the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra has got so many different consciousnesses when we are chanting. It's not that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra was present only 500 years ago when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. It has been present. This Maha Mantra was there. It is immortal. It is since time immemorial. It is always there in all the yugas, in the Satya Yuga, in the Treta Yuga, in the Dwapar Yuga, in the Kali Yuga. So in the Satya Yuga, there were devotees who prayed, and mostly all these devotees in the Satya, Treta, Dwapar, they were all in the mode, predominantly in the mode of opulence, awe and reverence in Dasya Rasa. But even that, they did chant the Mahamantra, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This conversation is there between Naradji and Brahmaji and the Kali Shantarina Upanishad. in where the conversation is there about the 16-lettered Mahamantra. So depending on the consciousness, those devotees who are in the Dasya Rasa, in the mode of total surrender, just like a master and a servant, like in Vaikuntha, they also chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and their Hara means their Lord Narayana, their goddess Lakshmi Devi, and all the servants, the close associates of Narayana or Hara. And Krishna means the all attractive. So the all attractive Lord of Vaikuntha is Lord Narayana. So Krishna is basically a Sanskrit word for the all attractive Lord. Krish means attract, and Na means to attract all. So Vaikuntha is full of so many different forms of Lord Narayana, the attractive form of Lord Ramachandra, he is there, and so many different types of Lord Narayanas, Narsingha, Vamana, Vaman Dev, etc. So all these beautiful forms are there of the Lord. So they are all attractive. So depending on the consciousness of that devotee, one can chant that Mahamantra, and that Mahamantra can engage the devotee in that particular form of the Lord that the devotee's consciousness is. So what about us? We are in the school of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. By the grace of Guru Gauranga, by the grace of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, we have been admitted into a wonderful college of theism known as the Gaudiya Vaishnavism College. And this Gaudiya Vaishnavism College is considered to be the topmost of all theism, the crescendo, the zenith, because that teaches us to become students under the perfect teachers or the professors who are in the Madhurya Rasa, the fifth Rasa, the conjugal mellow, or where you love Krishna just like a lover and a beloved. This is a very, very high Rasa. So this whole Samsara Davanal Prayers is based on that. When we, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is based on that consciousness. Hara means just not Srimati Radharani. Hara means all her associates. It means all those great manjaris who are serving Sri Radha under Rupa Goswami, under Rupa Manjari. So when we are chanting Hara, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that in the second verse of the Sistastakam, that Namnam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. Nija, the word is used is Nija, my own internal potencies. So these internal potencies that Mahaprabhu is talking about is a very, very deep secret. And these internal potencies are from Golok Vrindavan and Radha Dasyam. And those internal potencies are headed by Srimati Radharani. So therefore, Hara is the head of Hara is Srimati Radharani, and all the other energies are the gopis and the manjaris. And we are begging that please engage us in Radha Krishna's service, just like we are begging Tulsi Maharani. Moroya Vilas Kunje Diovas, Nayane Heribo Sada, Jugala Ruparasi, Ei Nivedana Dharo, Sakhi Ranu Gata Karo, Seva Adi Karak Diye, Karo Nijadasi. Please give me Seva Adhikar. Please give me some Seva in the Kunjas, in the Nikunja Yuno, Rati Keli Siddhya. Yuno means the union of Radha and Krishna. The service when the Radha and Krishna are in the Kunja, in the Bowers. There are so many different Bowers depending where. So Vrinda Devi Tulsi Maharani will make the arrangements. She will send the message to the different servitors of Sri Radha, to the dasis of Sri Radha, to the manjaris of Radha. Today, Radha and Krishna will meet in this particular kunja, in this part of Vrindavan or this part of Vraj. So these are all secrets, and these secrets are being conveyed by these special duties. Duties means messengers, and these messengers are special manjaris who are in a specific service of Radha Dasyam. And then accordingly, because Radharani has to maintain this is a secret relationship. It is a Ujjvala Rasa. Although Radharani is married, these manjaris are married, the gopis are married, They have their own families, they have their husbands, their mother-in-laws, their father-in-laws. So a secret message has to be sent to them. And every day it's a different place for meeting. Maybe perhaps in a day, maybe 8 or 9 different places they meet according to the Ashtaprahar or the Ashtakaliya Leela, which we described in verse number 3. What was that verse number 3? That verse number 3 was that Nana Sringara Mandir Marjanado, right? We described that. So we described the Sringar Ras in that. Sri Vigraha Aradhana Nityanana Sringara Tan Mandir Marjanada. So that Sringar Rasa we described based on Sri Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami's wonderful treatise or this wonderful book that was Govinda Lila Amrit. And in Govinda Lila Amrit, the 8 different parts of the 24 hours of Radha and Krishna's day, how it is simply beautifully arranged, and how Radha and Krishna, they meet at different meeting points, what is called rendezvous. So like that, that is called Nikunja, the union for the pleasure of Radha and Krishna. And that is arranged. So because they are all these gopis are married and they have their own families, certain very secret measures have to be taken. And these secret measures, in charge is Vrinda Devi herself. Last time we also described one of the beautiful, because exactly last Saturday was the disappearance of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is none other than Kamla Manjari. And Kamla Manjari is very close to Rupa Manjari. So this was explained. I sang a very wonderful bhajan from his book, Bhajan Lalsa from Sharanagati, where his aspiration is Dekhite Dekhite Bhuli Bo Va Kabe Nija Stula Sharira. When will I forget my bodily concept and completely be absorbed in my mind will be completely absorbed in Vraj. Vrajapura Shobha Nityachit Anandamoy. In the different towns and in different groves and all the different leelas of Vraj, when will my mind be absorbed in them? And then he is further desiring, because it's a lalsa. Lalsa means it's an ambition or a desire, a deep spiritual desire. So in that lalsa, he's saying, Vishabhanu Pure Janama Hoilo Yavat Biva Hoy. So I would like to get married. He says, Nija Siddha Deha, Nija Siddha Nam, Nija Vasana. I desire to get my original body as a Manjari, and I will have my own name, and I will have my Nija Siddha Nam, my own spiritual name, and my own form, and I will have my own dress, and I will have a particular seva. And then he's expressing in Bhajan Lalsa that if I have to get married, if I'm born, I want to be born in Barsana, so that I can play when I'm a little girl as a Manjari. I can play with Radharani, and when she gets married in a town not far from Barsana known as Yavat. So he is also expressing the same desire, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that Vrishabhanupure Janama Hoilo, Yavate Biva Hoi. I would like to be born in Vrishabhanupur, the city of King Vrishabhanu or Varsana, and Yavate Biva Hoi. And I would like to be married in the town where Radharani got married, which is the town called Yavat. So like this, these are the experiences, because that shows that Radha Dasyam or service to Sri Radha is so important to our Gaudiya Acharyas right from birth. Can you imagine? Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, give me birth in the same place where Radharani is growing up. Of course, Radharani was born in Raval, not too far from Gokul. And then when she was very small, she actually grew up in Barsana. And Barsana is very famous. All the devotees know about Barsana, but very few devotees have heard about the place Raval. She appeared in Raval, not too far from Gokul, actually. But after she was an infant, and during that infant age, she was taken to Barsana, because Nanda Maharaj moved from Gokul to Nandagram. And King Brishabhanu, Radharani's father, was very dear to each other. They were good friends. So they could not live without each other in one sense. Because Gokul and Raval are very close, maybe probably about 3-4 kilometers. So then Nandagram is far from Raval. So then King Brishabhanu decided that I'm taking everybody from Raval, including my little Radha, my Radharani, and I will go to and settle down on the hill opposite Nandagram, and that place is known as Barsana. Barsana means, Baras means to rain, and Barsana means to rain love. Radharani is so much afflicted with love of Krishna, and all the residents of Barsana have so much love for Radharani and Krishna. So they're always constantly the pouring of the love. That is why the town was called Barsana. Baras Ana, Kripa Baras Ana. Let the mercy shower. So like this, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Ananya Radha Bhav, Ananya Radha Dasyam. The amazing desires. Are we praying like that? Let me be born in the town of Radharani so that I can play with her, or maybe she needs some assistance while in her childhood, I can serve her. We don't know because we have never read these things. We don't study the books of the Acharyas. We don't study Srila Prabhupada's books deeply. Srila Prabhupada has indicated so many beautiful through his purports, wonderful nuances of the Madhurya Rasa, especially in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But we don't have the time, and these are the things that people are not really interested in the temple lectures. And maybe rightfully so, because most temples in ISKCON on a Sunday feast, it is not possible to speak about these deep rasas because it would be so advanced, and there's all types of devotees are coming. But then what about those devotees who have been coming to the temple for the last 20 years, 30 years, some of them 40 years? They are hankering to hear and to learn more about, to advance in Krishna consciousness. Then such arrangements should be made. I wish there were some classes like this that many advanced devotees can give, all over, just like those Bhakti Vriksh classes are there, are all over the world, where newcomers and everybody is studying Bhagavad Gita. But there should be some arrangement, and that is one of the reasons why, by the grace of Guru Gauranga, we started these advanced classes. We were inspired. We don't care about the number of people, even if it is one Rasik devotee. That's what we care about. Because when I personally sit and speak this, I'm speaking in front of my lordships. I'm speaking in front of Srila Prabhupada and the Gaudiya Acharyas. Even if there is no devotees, this program will continue exactly every Saturday at 7 p.m. That is my wish, unless God forbid that my health is not well or some emergency comes up. But this should be, otherwise we are simply, it is nice to know Bhagavad Gita. It is nice to know the verses of Bhagavad Gita. It is nice to apply Bhagavad Gita in our lives. But Bhagavad Gita can only take us so far. Bhagavad Gita will take us to the Dasya Ras of Vaikuntha, or probably the Dasya Ras in Mathura and Dwarka, where everybody knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even Krishna's aunt Kunti Devi prays like that in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And she's praying that Namasya Purushamadhyam Ishvara Prakrite Param Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam Antar Bahir Avastitam. Oh, my dear Krishna, you are Namasya. I offer my obeisances. An auntie or somebody is a motherly figure offering obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So she knows that she is Supreme. But does Mother Yashoda offer her obeisances to Krishna? No, she does not. Because she doesn't know that he is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. And even if she gets that little glimpse, like she got when Krishna ate mud, if she thinks that it is just illusion or Maya of Vishnu, that she is being, she's under the spell of. But Mother Kunti knows, Namasya Purusha Madhyam, you are the original personality of Godhead. Purusha Madhyam, Ishvara, you are the controller. Prakrate Param, you are the controller of the material energies. Just like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, that I am the controller of the material energies. Prakriti Suyate Suracharam. The Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti. The material nature is acting in accordance to my direction. So Bhagavad Gita is good, but then if we want to really enter into the Gaudiya Vaishnava spirit, which Prabhupada actually wants us to, because Prabhupada, all the Vaishnava bhajans that Prabhupada has selected and even the artis that we are singing every day in ISKCON, if we really deeply meditate on those artis, they are all full of Radha Dasyam or Radha Dasanudas Anudas that glorify those manjaris, that glorify those Vaishnavas who are in the service of Radha and Krishna, especially in the service of Srimati Radharani. So we have to understand these very, very important things. That is one of the reasons why I, with some devotees, decided to start on the Mangalarti. Why do you think Prabhupada chose the Mangalarti? There are so many different Vaishnava songs and so many different, but this very first song of the day, which is Mangal, all auspiciousness. And what is that auspiciousness? Will it bring us wealth? Will it bring us fame? Is that the kind of auspiciousness? Will it bring us a lot of money? No. Will it give us liberation? Is that the kind of auspiciousness? No. That Mangal Arti that the Gaudiya Vaishnava sing is not. It's way beyond the dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. Even beyond liberation, it is beyond that purview. The Mangal that we are talking about is, are we talking about liberation in Mathura and Dwarka with Vasudeva Krishna? No, we are not interested in Vasudeva Krishna. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in Puri the last 12 years, and when he went to the Jagannath temple and we took darshan of Lord Jagannath only, he did not even look at Baldev ji, he did not even look at Subhadra ji, he did not even look at Sudarshan Chakra, because Baldev, Subhadra and Sudarshan Chakra are part of Dwarka. They are part of Dwarka. Because in Dwarka, Krishna has the four-arm form of Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. And Mahaprabhu was in the Bhava of Vrindavan. So, again, there are so many different nuances. So that is the reason. Even the last week, we described in the Jagannath Rath Yatra Katha, the different the happenings or the part of, because it's almost like a whole month long, the whole Rath Yatra, including the setting of the stage, the Snan Yatra, the excuse that Lord Jagannath wants to fall sick. And the internal reason for falling sick is so that he can get out of home and go to Vrindavan, which is none other than Sundarachal or the Gundicha Mandir. And that Gundicha Mandir is the one that is the bhav of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the associates, or the Gaudiya associates, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally goes down on his hands and knees. So to clean the temple, the marjanam, so that the Lord Krishna of Vrindavan, the Vrajendra Nandan, Nandanandan, the Gwalabal Krishna is going to come back to Vrindavan from Dwarka. Jagannath Puri is the representation of Dwarka. This is explained by Rupa Goswami. This is explained by Sanatana Goswami. This is explained in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So a lot of people don't know these secrets. And the reason is because we are not inspired enough to hear such katha. We are not inspired enough. We only hear the same type of katha from day one that we joined ISKCON 30 years ago, and even till the last Sunday. So then the thing is that so the moment the deep desire arises, then the next arti that we sing in our Guru Puja is Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma. What is that Kevala Bhakti? That Keval Bhakti is that Gaudiya Ras of service to Sri Radharani, Keval Radharani. So these are the secrets. Although Srila Prabhupada didn't spell them out very clearly because he did not want to confuse the newer devotees. But that is the meaning of Kevala Bhakti. Bando mui saudhan mate. Please be very, very attentive and give all the respect to your Guru, because he can give you Radharani's service. Bando mui saudhan mate. Jahara prasade bhai e bhavo tori aa jaye. Krishna prapti hoite jaha hoite. And by his mercy, we can cross over this material world and we can obtain Krishna. But obtaining Krishna, when a Gaudiya Vaishnava says obtaining Krishna, means we are obtaining Radha Krishna, complete Krishna. We are obtaining Sankirtan. Samyak Kirtan iti Sankirtan. Samyak means full, and Kirtan means the glorification. So what is the full glorification? Full glorification means Radha Krishna in Vrindavan. Not Vasudev Krishna, not Lord Narayana, not Lord Vishnu. No, none of them. For the Gaudiya Vaishnava, Sankirtan means full glorification of Radha Krishna. These are the different artis, the bhajans that Prabhupada set a very high standard. And we can only dive deep into that if we pray to Srila Prabhupada with a deep, when we chant 16 minimum good rounds that Prabhupada's desire was, that Prabhupada will reveal in the same arti, the second arti of the day, Guru Puja. What do we sing? Chakshudana dilo jai, Janme Janme Prabhu Shai, Dibya Gran, Hriday Prakashito. So, this, our Srila Prabhupada, although he may not be physically present, but Janme Janme, birth after birth, whether we have to take a birth again and practice our Krishna consciousness, he will certainly guide us as long as we are ready to receive that kripa. Janme Janme Prabhu say. And once we leave our bodies and when we go back to Golok Vrindavan and we join the Nitya Leela, that's why when we do the Jai Dhwani, what is it that we say? Nitya Leela Pravishtom Vishnupat Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad, His Divine Grace, Abhay Charana Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. We say Nitya Lila Pravishta. Have we ever thought of it? Mechanically we bow down in the temple when somebody takes the microphone and immediately does the Jai Dhwani. Are Baba, Nitya Lila means one, that Acharya who has entered into the eternal pastimes of Radha and Krishna and Golok, into the Nikunja Rati Keli Siddhyai. This verse that we are discussing presently, that is Nitya Lila Pravishta Om, the eternal pastimes, the conjugal pastimes of Radha Krishna. So these are there, but we have to have that deep desire and we have to find that association. We don't need a lot of people around us. We don't need that. When we have like-minded people who want to advance, then we can help each other by studying deeply the works of the Acharyas. Every word has a deep meaning and every word has got the Krishna conscious Madhurya Ras in it. It's a matter of looking at a diamond. Krishna consciousness itself is a diamond, but looking at a diamond from a different facet. We are not saying Bhagavad Gita is bad. No. How dare we say that, or how dare anybody think like that? But there are different stages. Like if we really say something like what Mahaprabhu said to Rai Ramananda, Mahaprabhu said, right? Mahaprabhu asked Rai Ramananda on the banks of the Godavari when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went on his Dakshin Yatra, on his South Indian tour. At that time, Sarva Bhattacharya, before leaving Jagannath Puri, he had shown very special mercy to Sarva Bhattacharya because he was a Mayavan, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu converted him to a first-class Vaishnava. And then Sarva Bhattacharya, when Mahaprabhu was leaving for the South Indian foot tour by foot, he told him, please meet a wonderful devotee, a Vaishnava by the name of Ramanand Rai Ramananda. And you will be very pleased to meet him, and he will be very pleased to meet you. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made a note of that. And he went to the banks of the Godavari. And then one evening, Rai Ramanandji came. He was a minister, very, very highly opulent person. He was a minister, and he had so many soldiers and so many Brahmins, and he used to come to the banks of the Godavari every evening to offer his obeisances, to do puja for the holy river, and he would take a bath and then go back to the palace. But this time, what did he see? He saw a very effulgent personality standing under a tree on the banks of the Godavari, of wonderful effulgent form, a Gauranga, a very, very golden, molten golden form, and with very, very bright saffron clothes, like a sun arising or sun setting, that color. And he was attracted. And he immediately went there, and they looked at each other, and they could not even say a word or two. Because who is Rai Ramananda? Rai Ramananda is Vishakha Sakhi. Lalita and Vishakha, the Ashta Sakhis of Radharani. And there are Ashta Manjaris of Radharani. Our Acharyas are part of those Ashta Manjari team who assist expertly the Ashta Sakhis. And where the Ashta Sakhis cannot do their seva, the Ashta Manjaris or the Manjaris perfectly perform their seva. That is the essence of this verse. Nikunja Yuno Ratikeli Siddhyai Yaya Alibhir Yukti Rapekshaniya Tatra Ati Dakshat Ati Vallabhasya Vande Guru Sri Charnaravindam. This verse we can go on for days. It's so deep. Rai Ramananda Vishakha Sakhi seeing the beloved of Radha, her beloved. The difference between the gopis and the manjaris, I have explained that before. Gopis, sometimes Radharani herself pushes Krishna to have a romantic time with them, and Krishna entertains that. For example, there is very close to Barsana, there is the Gaon of Uchchaga. That is the village of Lalita Sakhi. So there the deities of Lalita Bihari ji are there. That Krishna who had a conjugal affair with Lalita, and Lalita and Krishna, they actually perform their sweet conjugal pastimes, and there is a temple that commemorates that particular place in Uchchaga, which is called the Lalita Bihari Mandir. So Vishakha also has some conjugal relationship along with her primary service to Radharani in enhancing the conjugal relationship between Radha and Krishna. But sometimes Radharani herself pushes that. But the Manjaris, they never have any conjugal relationship directly with Krishna, exception with one Manjari, which is Ananga Manjari. Ananga Manjari is the younger sister of Radharani. And she is also Lord Balram in the Sakhya Rasa. But all the other Manjaris, they never even desire to have any kind of, they always desire the union of Radha Krishna. How they can continuously make Radharani very, very happy, very pleasing by creating a very beautiful environment in the kunjas, in the bowers. Nice, beautiful, scented waters are sprayed on the floors, on the earthen floor. Beautiful flowers like juhi, beli, chameli, gulab, according to the different seasons, they are spread on that earthen floor, and they are made into a sage, into a beautiful bed, so that their pran sakhi Radharani and Radharani's pran nath Krishna will sit or enjoy their conjugal pastimes there. They will fan them, they will bring tambul, they will bring masala, they will bring the different aromatic mouth refreshers. They will bring different cooling drinks for them. And if it is very hot, they will fan them. Why do we think we do use all these things and the temple arti? Because when we are actually doing seva on the altar in ISKCON, in the Gaudiya Vaishnava temples, we are actually assisting our Guru Maharaj, our Acharyas, who are expert in this service. A Brahman initiated devotee, when he's on the altar, he offers his obeisances to all the paraphernalia. So let's say he's going to offer a peacock feather fan. He's going to offer obeisances. Because that's a Vaishnava. In Golok Vrindavan, everybody is full of consciousness. Shri Akantaha Kantaha Parama Purusha Kalpataravo Dhruma Bhumis Chintamani Chidananda. Everything is full of consciousness. One Vaishnava is offering obeisances to another Vaishnava. And after offering obeisances, that Vaishnava is mentally on the altar thinking, dear Guru Maharaj, dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept this chamar and offer them to Radha Krishna in the Kunja. That is the Manjari Seva we are assisting. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu meant when he said, Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayo Das Anu Das Anu Das. All these things are there in Prabhupada's books. But seldom we dive deep into them, or we don't have the desire either, or we don't have that association that can actually inflame. You know, like when there is a dead fire that is kind of dying, and then somebody comes and fans it. We need fanning to bring that Ujjwala Ras, that radiant, mellow. At least get that information so that when we are chanting the holy names, like this whole Samsara Davanala Prayers is nothing but a sadhana of the Guru, the Acharya himself, but in the Madhurya Rasa, all his different services that he's performing while he's chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He's meditating on every service in the Kunja. But he does not reveal it because we are not qualified. That is why he's saying, Chakshudana Dilojai Janme Janme Prabhu Sei Dibya Gran Hriday Prakashito. This transcendental knowledge of Radha Dasyam will be revealed in the heart of that perfectly situated devotee who has done very well in his sadhana bhakti. That's why sadhana bhakti is very important. All these things will be revealed. Acharya doesn't have to be physically present. The Acharyas are Radharani's most intimate servitors. The next verse we will learn. Sakshat Haritvena. So their heart is like Radharani, soft, full of compassion. And they have these multiple siddhis. They can appear to anyone in their dreams. They can talk to them. They are fully potent with these internal potencies. That's how he came. Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Srila Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj came to his dreams. Take sannyas. Even after Gaur Krishna Das Babaji was long gone. And he takes a sannyas in front of the picture of Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj. Of course, these are rare cases. We should not imitate the great personalities. Srila Prabhupada, when he was in India before he came to the West, before even he took sannyas, 3 times Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada came in his dreams. It's time for you to take sannyas. Take sannyas. Take sannyas. And Prabhupada said, what a horrible dream I had. Of course, he was saying that out of shock. Horrible means because he is taking a very humble position. I'm not qualified to take sannyas. Horrible because I have still so many things to do. Just like most grihasthas, we think like that. If somebody tells us, can you take sannyas now? This very moment, can you walk out of your door and go to Vrindavan and do bhajan and take sannyas? Oh, no, Prabhu, I have children, I have grandchildren, I have my business, I have this, I have that. So all these attachments are there. Of course, Prabhupada was never attached. He was playing the leela of an attached person in one sense, because he had things that he had to do. And he said, what a horrible dream. And then when he third time it came, then he talked to his senior god brother that Prabhupada came and he asked me to take sannyas. To make a long Leela short, his senior god brother, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj agreed, gave him sannyas. And that was the stepping stone or the main foundation of preaching to the West. Because as a sannyasi, he came, and that's, sannyasis demand respect automatically. Supposing you and me, if we say the same thing, and if it comes out of the words, the same words, exactly the same words, a sannyasi says, people in general are psychologically willing to surrender and accept more from a sannyasi. And that was the main reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas when he was in Navadvip. Young boy, 24-year-old, 24 years. He was already running a toll, a pashthala, teaching Sanskrit. He was Nimai Pandit, great scholar, lovingly called Nimai Pandit. But after he went to Gaya and the Pindadan, after the passing away of his father, Srila Jagannath Mishra, he went as an obedient son, as a dutiful son, to offer Pinda in Gaya. That's where he met Ishwar Puripad. And Ishwar Puripad, he was so attracted by Vishnu Charan. There's a very famous prints of Lord Vishnu's lotus feet in Gaya. And there, this young boy Nimai was attracted, and he was given the holy name Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That holy name was bestowed upon him by Ishwar Puripad. When he came back, all he did was just chant Mahamantra like a mad, crazy man. Tears would roll from his eyes. He would roll in the mud. He would cry day and night. And all his students and all the people of Navadvip said that this boy has gone crazy. He has gone mad. His entire reputation as Nimai Pandit, the people could not understand him. And some of them even insulted him. But he had a purpose of propagating the holy name, the external reason, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, so that he can open the doors of the treasure of Golok Vrindavana. Golokera Prema Dhana Harinama Sankirtana, which would lead the devotees, if they chanted properly under the guidance in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, would lead them to Radha Dasyam, Nikunja Yunovrati Keli Siddhyai, to the perfection of the service of Radha and Krishna. The external reason, Harinam Sankirtan, would bring them to the internal, their goal, the sadhana, to the sadhya. And the sadhya is Radha Dasyam, the same Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But nobody respected him. So then he decided, I will take sannyas. Early morning he wakes up, leaves his young, beautiful wife, Vishnupriya Devi, barely married for a few days. And he takes sannyas from a Mayavadi, Keshav Bharati. He needed sannyas, but there were no Vaishnava sannyasis. For preaching purposes, just like Prabhupada adopted so many different methods that were unconventional for preaching purposes, which unfortunately people with dull heads criticize Srila Prabhupada. Even today they are criticizing him, not understanding. Those people in Vrindavan who are situated, the Vrajvasis, some of them, Those who are proud of their heritage, those who are proud of their birth, they say, one who should never leave Vrindavan. One who leaves Vrindavan, it's an offense. Prabhupada was prepared to commit that offense if it is an offense. Otherwise, how would souls like us, fallen souls like you and me, and all these persons would have had the opportunity to get saved? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu broke that conventional rule. Actually, the Vaishnavas don't even want to see a Mayavad. Mahaprabhu himself says, Mayavadi bhashya sunile hoy sarvanash. If one hears a Mayavadi, he will be completely destroyed. But here Mahaprabhu is taking sannyas from a Mayavadi. The time had come. So he takes sannyas and then he wants to go to Vrindavan, but his mother, Sachi Mata, requests him, please don't go that far. At least if you go to Puri, devotees can go there faster from Navadip. It's closer and we can get news of you. I am your old mother. Please listen to me. Oh Krishna Chaitanya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, external reason for staying in Jagannath Puri was because of the request of Sachi Mata. But when he was in the saffron, the respect was commanded. But the internal reason is very, very secretive why he chose Jagannath Puri. Tomorrow we will be continuing Jagannath Rath Yatra Katha number 3. And we are going to explain some of the secrets based on Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Gaudiya Acharyas about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Puri, about the importance of why Lord Jagannath's form is like that, etc. There are so many deep topics here. So that is why we are praying to these acharyas, Rati Keli, in this amorous pastimes, and they are perfected in this siddhi. They have attained so much siddhi or perfection. Siddhi means perfection, not the yoga siddhis, where one can become smaller than the smallest or bigger than the biggest, or when one can walk on water, or one can become heavier than the heaviest and lighter than the lightest. And one can control the life air by doing pranayam, pratyahar, niyamagraha, not those astasiddhis or not those astasiddhi perfections. We are talking about the siddhi of perfection of service to Sri Radha in the Nikuja, Radha and Krishna, in the bowers of Sri Vrindavan, whether here or in Golok Vrindavan. And we describe that because they are such experts, they are so dear to them. And we described last time the 8 different manjaris, the 8 closest manjaris that are there. We described the first manjari, and this is based on Srila Narottam Das Thakur Bhakti Chandrika, Prem Bhakti Chandrika book. So Narottam Das Thakur himself is Champak Manjari. He has a perfect seva that he does in Golok Vrindavan and even sitting here. What is his seva, Manjari seva? One of them is to bring some nice warm milk for Radha and Krishna, aromatic milk with different spices and many, many different wonderful items. Even while he was here in Vrindavan chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. While one day he was chanting, and it was so intensive. He was chanting so with so much intensification. And then when he woke up, he saw that his fingers were burnt. There were burnt marks. So one great Vaishnava Acharya, I think it was probably Jiva Goswami, who asked him what happened. So obviously, one will not reveal this to anyone. We have to be very careful about certain experiences that we come across in our lives, in our spiritual experiences. They should be revealed to somebody who is of equal level or higher level, not to anybody and everyone. Otherwise, either it will be misunderstood or they will misunderstand us that we are sentimental devotees or we are just doing this for name and fame. Because a lot of people do that. Sitting on the Vyasasana, they shed tears. And people, wow, what a devotee. They gain the sympathy of the listeners, of the audience. And that is not the goal. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they never expressed all these transcendental, sentimental moods in public occasionally. One time Srila Prabhupada expressed it while singing just before a Bhagavatam class. Jai Radha Madhav, when he was singing, suddenly his voice got choked. He could not complete the bhajan. And he simply broke into tears. There was one occasional glimpse. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was very strict. He would never display those in public. But once his disciples saw, just when the name of Radharani came on his tongue, his hair started standing on an end and tears flowed from his eyes. Romancha Kampashru Taranga Bhajo, Vande Guru Sri Charnaravindam. The previous verses, we studied those. Today is actually the 10th lecture on Samsara Davanal, and we are still in the beginning of the 6th verse. It's so deep. And even myself, I have so much limited capabilities. Perhaps I've just got a little fraction of what our acharyas have given us. And I'm always seeking the blessings of all the Vaishnavas. Then why don't we all together, especially those who have been associated, and we all know the basics and the foundation, then we should try to study the songs of the Vaishnava acharyas, which are full of these rasas. And it is not forbidden. Samsara Davanal is sung every day in every temple, right on the stroke at 4:15 or 4:30 or 5 a.m., depending what time Mangalarti is scheduled for in each temple. So the Ashtamanjaris, the number one Ashtamanjari is Rupa Manjari. And all this description is given. So as I was saying, Champak Manjari or Narottam Das Thakur's fingers were burnt because while he was meditating and chanting on the holy name, he was meditating on his seva. The milk had already boiled over, almost ready to boil over. So he did not have enough time to grab a piece of cloth or maybe tongs so that he could take the milk off the stove. So he took it out with his bare hands so that none of the milk should be wasted. Because that milk is also Vaishnava, who is to be utilized in Radha Krishna Seva. That same bhav is expressed by Yashoda Ma in the Damodar Bandhan Leela, where Mother Yashoda is feeding Krishna and Krishna is enjoying the breastfeeding in the kitchen, and Mother Yashoda has a stove where there is some milk warming up and it comes to a boil, and as soon as the milk is about to boil over, she immediately grabs Krishna and unbuckles him because he has locked his legs around Mother Yashoda's waist and he is simply sucking on her breast, enjoying the milk. She immediately puts him like a little toy. The great personality of Godhead, Supreme Person of Godhead, who possesses the strength of maybe millions and millions of elephants. That is the definition of Bhagwan. One of the definitions is the 6 opulences. One of the opulence being unlimited strength. That Mother Yashoda could simply put down like a toy. And she ran towards the milk. And the milk is having a conversation with Mother Yashoda. Milk is telling Mother Yashoda, Maya. Mother Yashoda immediately takes some cold water and sprinkles it on the boiling milk so that the milk will not boil over and fall into the fire. So then the milk, who is a Vaishnava, again, we have to keep reminding ourselves, everything in the spiritual world is a person full of consciousness. So the milk is having a conversation. Our acharyas explain, Mother, Maya Yashoda, let me die. What is the use of my living? So Mother Yashoda says, why, my dear milk? Mother Yashoda, I'll be very honest and I'll come straight to the point. I just saw with my own eyes, not something that I had heard. I saw personally, just about 2 seconds ago, that Krishna is feeding on your breast milk and he's enjoying it so much. You're like the Sir Sagar, an ocean of milk. And Krishna has got unlimited hunger and he's satisfying that hunger. And you keep supplying him milk. You never run out of milk. So what is the use of me, this milk? I might as well die. That is the sentiment of a Vaishnava. That if I cannot serve Krishna, my life is useless. If I cannot serve Vaishnavas, my life is useless. So Mother Yashoda, being so kind, understanding the value of service, she tells the milk, Are milk bhaiya, calm down. Look, let me explain very quickly to you. The milk that is in my breast, I cannot make yogurt from it, sweet yogurt, or I cannot make condensed milk for barfi, or milk cakes, or sweet delicacies out of it. I have to use you. So don't think that I will not use you for his seva. So then, similarly, Narottam Das Thakur, in the bhav of Champaka Manjari, is doing the seva and stopping this perhaps aparad of another Vaishnava milk falling into the fire and giving up his life. So Champak Manjari or Narottam Das Thakur in the Bhakti Chandrika has explained the 8 different major manjaris. So Rupa Manjari. So last time we read a verse from the Prem Bhakti Chandrika, Kunjo Asti Rupa Ola Sakhyo Lalita Kunjara Okattare. That Kunja, the nearby bower, there is a Sakhi known as Rupa Manjari. Rupa Ulasa Sakhi. One who gives so much ulas or so much joy to Radha Krishna. And there is a kunja by the name, a bower by the name Rupa Ulasa, which is very close to the kunja or the bower of Lalita Sakhi. Sada Tishtati Taitraiva Sushobha Rupa Manjari. In the northern part of Sri Lalita Ananda Kunja lies Rupa Ulasa Kunja, where the very beautiful and the graceful Sri Rupa Manjari always resides. Priya Narma Sakhi Mukhya. She is the foremost among the gopis, known as the Priya Narma Sakhi or Manjaris. Go Rochana Samaga Shri Keki Patram Shukha Priya. And her complexion is bright yellow. Her dress is like that of a peacock feather. Remember, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was praying that I will have my own name, I will have my own form, I will have my own dress. So Rupa Manjari's dresses, she always likes to dress with dressed like that of peacock feathers. Her complexion is just like Radharani, bright and yellow, and her dress is like that of peacock feathers. And her age is 3 dasha, 13 years. 3 dasha varsha show Vama Madhyaitam. Vama Madhyaitam. And her bhav is Vama Madhya. Vam means the leftist mood. Radharani is the chief amongst the Vama bhav, or the leftist mood. And the leftist mood essences that Krishna, you are mine. The rightist mood of Chandravali and the other Sakhis is we are yours. Big difference. Over possessiveness of Krishna is the leftist mood. So her mood is that of Madhya. She has some affinity to Krishna, but more towards Radharani in the leftist mood. So if Radha is upset at Krishna, so is she upset at Krishna. Vama Madhya Bhav. So like this.
Excuse me, who was this? What Gopi was it that you say was, if Radha was upset with Krishna, she was upset with Krishna? What was her name again?
We are talking about Rupa Manjari.
Okay, all right.
We're not even, there are 8 gopis like Lalita, Vishaka, etc., but there are 8 Manjaris also. So Rupa Manjari is her kunja, or her home, or her bower, or her room is very close to Lalita Sakhi's kunja. And here Narottam Das Thakur is describing the service, the form, the color, the mood, the dress of Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami, who is none other than Rupa Goswami. And they explain in this verse that she is 13 years, 6 months, and her nature is Vama Madhya. The sages call her Ranga Malika, and she is 1 day younger to Lavanga Manjari. Lavanga Manjari is Sanatan Goswami. Her father's name is Ratna Bhanu. Her mother's name is Yamuna. And her husband's name is Durmedhaka. And mother-in-law name is Jatila. So it appears that Rupa Manjari could be having the same mother-in-law as Radharani's. Radharani's mother-in-law's name is also Jatila. And Jatila's son is Abhimanyu. And maybe the brother of Abhimanyu is Ratna Bhanu, to whom Rupa Manjari is married to. Amazing. And she is very expert in massaging Sri Radha Madhav's lotus feet. That is her expertise. Nikunja Rati Keli Siddhyai. That perfection. And when Gauranga Mahaprabhu descends, Kalau Gaura Narase Rupa Goswami Tam Samagata. When Gauranga Mahaprabhu descends in Kali Yuga, she appears in the form of Rupa Goswami. Then the next Manjari, out of the 8 principal Manjaris of Srimati Radharani, we also explained last time the famous bhajan Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who is none other than Nayana Manjari, when he left his body, he asked this bhajan to be sang. The lotus feet of Sri Rupa Manjari is my life and soul. So we can see that there is a very deep connection here. The Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada's Gurudev, is a very, very close personality to Rupa Manjari. And Srila Prabhupada is very close to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Although we do not know the revelation yet, which Manjari is Srila Prabhupada, that is still a secret. But we know that he is very dear to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is Nayana Manjari, and Nayana Manjari's life and goal is Rupa Manjari. So these connections are there if we study these Vaishnava bhajans. Then there is this Rati Manjari. Ratyam Bujakya Kunjo Asti Indulekha Kunja Dakshine. In the southern part of Sri Indulekha's bower, Indulekha is one of the principal 8 gopis. So her bower, where her kunja is, on the southern part, lies the Ratya Ambuja Kunja. Rati means deep attachment. And Ratya Ambuja means a beautiful lotus-like attachment. There is a bower known as the Ratya Ambuja Kunja, where the beautiful Sri Rati Manjari always resides. Tatraiva tishtati sada surupa Rati Manjari. Taravali dukkilyam tandit kulya tanu chavihi dakshina mridvika khyata tulasiti vandati yam. She is also known as Tulsi Manjari. Her age is 13 years and 2 months. Her father's name is Vrishabha. Her husband's name is Dibya. Her mother's name is Sharda. And her mother-in-law is Sanika. Asya vayodvi masyadya hansyatu trayodasha pitasya Vrishabha kanto divyakya sarada parashuha Swaruscha Sanika Prokta Chamara Sevanita Iyam Sri Raghunath Dakyam Prapta Gaura Rashekalo. Her seva, her expertise is fanning with a chamar. And in Kali Yuga, she appears in the form of Raghunath Das Goswami in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Rup Raghunath, we are followers of Rup Raghunath. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada used to constantly use these names, Rup Raghunath. So that was Rati Manjari. Then the next Manjari out of the 8 principal Manjaris who are expert in the service on the Kunja is Sri Lavanga Manjari. Kunjasya Tunga Vidya Kunjaha Purvatra Vartate Lavanga Sukhado Namna Sudrusham Sumanmohara. In the eastern part of Sri Tunga Vidya's Kunj. So Tunga Vidya Sakhi is one of the 8 principal Sakhis of Radharani. And very close to Tunga Vidya's Kunja is Rati Manjari's Kunja, known as the Lavanga Manjari's Kunja. Sorry, we already talked about Rati Manjari in the previous verse. Lavanga Manjari Kunja, which that Kunja's name is Lavanga Sukhada Kunja. Lavanga means cloves. Cloves are very aromatic and they are very spicy. Amazing why it is named Lavanga, why she is named Lavanga Manjari. It's some of the transcendental qualities that she possesses. So her description is of her room or the bower is Lavanga Sukhada Kunja. It is a kunja that is permeated with cloves and chandan, sukhada, sandalwood. So sandalwood is very cooling And lavanga or cloves are hot by nature, spicy. So she's got the hot nature and she's got the cooling nature of sandalwood, which enchants the lotus eyes gopis. And Sri Lavanga Manjari always resides in the kunja with great joy. Lavanga Manjari tatra muda tishtati sarvada. Tatra muda tishtati. With great joy, she resides there. Satu rupyakya manjarya ekhanu varyashi. And she is 1 day older than Rupa Manjari. Just by 1 day. Udyad Vidyut Samana Shri Statravali Pata Vrta Sri Krishna Ananda Nityam Dakshina Mradvika Mata. Her complexion is like lightning, and her dress resembles a cluster of stars. She gives much happiness to Krishna. Sri Krishna Ananda Nityam. She constantly gives happiness to Krishna. Now, her name, Lavanga, or her kunda, Lavanga Sukhada, that gives us a little glimpse into her nature. Cloves are spicy, are hot, so her nature is also hot-tempered. And she says spicy stuff to Krishna when she's upset, when Radharani is upset. She even goes far as abusing Krishna if she has to, because she has upset Radharani. So that is the Lavanga part. But at the same time, she's got the cooling effect of sandalwood. And she can even cool Krishna very much when Krishna is in anxiety. Even those abusive words of these gopis and the Manjaris, Krishna prefers those over the choice verses of the Vedas. That the best of the Brahmanas offer. Her mother's name is Yamuna and her father's name is Ratnabhanu. And her mother-in-law is Sushila. And her husband's name is Mandalai Bhadra. Pati Syana Mandali Bhadraha Sarva Abharna Sevika Sri Sanatana Namasyo Khato Gaurav Rasokale. Her seva, her expertise in the kunja. We are talking about this verse. Nikunja yuno rati keli siddhya. What is that expertise? What is that siddhi? So this particular Lavanga Manjari, her expertise is to provide all kinds of decorations in the bowers. And in the Gaur Leela, she has appeared in the form of Sri Sanatana Goswami Pad. Bolo Sanatana Goswami Thakur ki jai. So that is Lavanga Manjari. And then there is Rasa Manjari. Rasandana Paro Nama Chitra Kunjasya Paschime Kunjo Asti Tatra Vasati Sarvada Rasa Manjari. In the western part of Sri Chitra's Kunja. So Chitra Devi is also one of the 8 principal Sakhis or girlfriends of Radharani, like Lalita, Vishakha, Indulekha, Chitra, Rangadevi, Sudevi, Indulekha. So Chitra, she resides very close to Chitra's Kunja, known as the Rasa Ananda Prada Kunja. The bower name is Rasa Ananda Prada. And as the meaning of this word Rasa Ananda Prada means Rasa, means the conjugal, the service in conjugal mellow, Rasa. Ananda, one who gives so much pleasure to Radha and Krishna in that conjugal service. and one who can bestow that service and conjugal seva. That is the ras ananda prada. Prada means to give or to bestow. Kunja, where the beautiful rasa manjari always resides. Shri Rupa Manjari Samaya Jivatu Sa Prakrita Hamsa Paksha Dukkaleyam Fula Champaka Kanti Bhaka. And she is known for being most dear to Rupa Manjari. Her dress is like the feathers of a swan, and her complexion resembles a full blossom champak flower. Lavanga Manjari Tulya Prayena Guna Sampada Ataiva Priyatamam Praptam Shri Rupa Manjari Shrita. And because she has taken shelter of Shri Rupa Manjari, she has become a recipient of profound affection from Lavanga Manjari. And she serves a skillful messenger between Radha and Krishna. Sandana Chatura Sevayam Dautye. Dautye means messenger. Kaushalam Agata Trayodasha Sharada Yukta Dakshina Mridvikamata. She serves as a skillful messenger between Radha and Krishna, and she's very clever in arranging their meetings. In the beginning, we described that there were certain manjaris who are messengers under the instruction of Vrinda Devi, Tulsi Devi. Where Radha and Krishna are going to meet today? What time? What place? What will be today's decoration? Etc. So she is the expert in arranging the meetings, and her age is 13 years, and her nature is Dakshin Mrudyu. So she is Dakshin, definitely Radharani, but Mruda, she has a soft corner for Krishna. Mruda means softness. Patir Vitankaha Swashru Rambhavati Vastra Sevika Sa Kalau Raghunathakhya Yukta Bhavatam Bhatavam Agata. Her age is 13 years, exactly 13, and her nature is Dakshin Mrudu. Her father's name is Subhanu. It's possible, I think Subhanu is the brother of Vrishabhanu. So she is a cousin of Radharani. Her mother's name is Prema Manjari, and her husband is Vitanka, and her mother-in-law is Rambhavati. And her expertise, Nikunja Rati Keli Siddhyai. Her expertise is to provide clothing to Radharani. Vastra Sevika. And in Kalyug, in the Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Leela, he appeared as Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. Raghunath Bhatta Goswami Thakur ki jai. So I think I will stop here today. We will continue verse 6, part 3 next time, next Saturday. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Gauranga, all glories to the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. Gaur Premanand.